Alright, folks. I don't know how this stream is gonna go. I'm just gonna be honest with you from the beginning. But this one is gonna be interesting. One way or another, whatever happens to us tonight, however bad we get bullied, I think it's gonna be pretty funny. So hello everyone, my name is Phil Gallagher. I run ThrabenU University, a site for legacy, death, and taxes. And today we are playing with Blue White Rebels. This is a donation deck list. And it's special. The idea is you use training grounds to reduce the cost of the activated ability of all of these rebel cards so that you can go and dump a whole bunch of them into play. You then use Mirror Entity, which since it's a changeling, it's also a rebel, to go and increase the size of all of these things that you go and pump out. So your goal is to get, a handful of these rebels into play and pump like 5 mana into Mirror Entity, and that will go and just like get your opponent dead. So it's neat, and it's backed up by a handful of cantrips, counterspells, and like other cheap or free disruptive elements. There is also an infinite combo in the deck, which I don't really know that it's necessary, but like I'm not taking it out because if I do it once, it'll be hilarious. So the idea, Dr. Bill, thank you very much for your continued support. All right, so the idea is that, where's the other half of this? All right, so you use Outriders in Core and Task Force together. So Task Force, whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability, it gets 3 extra toughness. And Outrider in Core has an ability for 0 that says the next time it would be dealt damage, you deal it to target creature instead. So you can go and activate Outrider in Core's ability a whole bunch of time to make Task Force have an infinite size butt, and then you can go and sacrifice it using Diamond Valley to gain infinite life. M. Riggins, we have, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Haratu R to thank for this one. They're one of my followers on YouTube who can't really like ever catch me live, but wanted to do something to spice up the content a little bit, and here we are. So I don't know that like we're ever actually gonna assemble this like Diamond Valley Task Rider Force Outrider in Core combo, but if we do, it's hilarious. And we don't even probably have to like gain infinite life. We could probably gain like 200 or 300 life, and that will be enough to deter any reasonable deck from going and winning. So like this is the deck. Like we're looking to just like mirror entity people to death, or maybe like oops accidentally gain infinite life. The sideboard has some questionable cards like Manticore or Masticore. Sorry, wrong one. Similar card. The neat thing I want to point out about the sideboard is that like Bound in Silence is a tribal enchantment aura. That's also a rebel aura, so like you can search it up with all of these rebels. And to those of you who are watching this live, this is one of those days where we thank Cardboard Live for existing, so that you don't have to like look up all of these cards that I'm playing. I just want to like jump directly into these matches here. It's like kind of rainy and crappy outside, and I really just want to like knock this stream out. Let me play. I did not sleep well last night. I'm running on empty, and I want to like get this stream in while I'm like still feeling good and I'm full of energy. Yeah, Hondo, like this is like a throwback deck list, right? Like this is like old school. Like when I was first playing Magic, I bought like this huge collection of cards and I made a bunch of decks. And like one of the things I came up with was like, hey, let's shove all of the rebels into one deck and like see what we can do with it. And so like this idea is kind of near and dear to my heart. Oh man, we're playing against Eggett. Why do I have to play against someone that I know while I'm doing this? Oh god. Alright. So, we're probably playing against D&T. We have Ponder for Force of Will for like a turn 1 Vial. And then we can just like start playing some Rebels. I don't know, this hand probably isn't good. With a rebel yell. Alright, let's mulligan this one. This hand sucks too. Like, the first hand, like, had a ponder, but we weren't really in the business of doing anything. Yes, exactly. This is gonna be a weird one. Like, it was just talking about how he was turning off my stream since we got paired. Yeah, admittedly, with one white source, this is busted. Alright, whatever. Let's keep it. We are skilled magicians. Here we go. Oh no, why are all the people that I know on my stream when I'm doing something embarrassing? MTG training grounds. This is the MTG training grounds. More seriously though, this is a donation deck list. And it's gonna be fun. Egget says sec, giggling and reading. So the next question is like, if they plow this, do I force to protect it? I'm really glad I don't have to answer that question. I didn't want to figure out the answer to it. Alright, there's the answer. Get him indeed. He just like asks, am I dead? Legitimately unsure. The nonsense indeed begins. So this costs 1 mana to activate. So I can just like brainstorm and activate this. I guess I can do this now in case I want to like play a land or something. Yikes. I guess I will like make a land drop here. Actually, maybe not. Like, maybe I just like shuffle back both my lands. No, I probably want to like keep hitting land drops. So like, let's send back these two. Play the Caracas since it can be useful. Alright, Stoneforge Mystic, presumably for Jitte. Yeah. Alright, so we get a rebel. That search for one with 3. Search for one with 3 as well. I could just like put the whipcorder into play so that I have like guaranteed protection from the Jitte the next turn. I guess that's what I'm doing. Life's weird. Life's so weird. Oh, God. Alright. So I guess I brainstorm. So I guess I can play Defiant Falcon this turn. It's a set of words I never thought I would say. So I could go, like, play the Ancient Tomb. Oh, maybe I don't even, like, need to play the Defiant Falcon. Like, I don't want Training Grounds. Look, I didn't use my brain power to craft this deck list up. I'm just working with what we've got here. Eggett has remarked that this is the best brainstorm deck that I've ever seen. Obviously. So, like, we're probably only, like, a turn or so away from going and just comboing off with Mirror Entity. Probably is fine. I'm gonna tap down that there Stoneforge. Make you use it. Alright. So this activates this. 2 of these activates the other one. 1 of these activates this. So next turn I can just like go ham and turn everything into 2, 3, 4. I can turn everything into 5 5s and just like crash in and potentially kill. So, oh yeah, so like with the Mirror Entity being cheaper, it actually turns them into like 7 7s. I think I'll just pass the turn. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if I beat Eggett playing this deck. That will make the whole stream worth it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take 2 damage there. I don't want to like tip my hand about anything early. I don't think Palace Jailer is going to matter. Alright. So I want to go make 2, make 2, make 1. So this doesn't actually matter. Yeah. I guess the ones that fly are better. Which ones fly? The Defiant Falcon, which I already have all of. So 4 of these are going to get through this, and they are all going to be very large. Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We made 7 7s and murdered our opponent. My god. I've won a game. Already winning in my books. Alright. So how do we beat Death and Taxes? We can use this to destroy artifacts. Disenchants seem fine. Masticore? Repeatable 1 damage to target creature? I'm in for boarding this card in. And Bound in Silence. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. I don't know if that's actually good enough. Like, that's way better to put on a big creature, but it's probably good enough to have access to. Like, I don't particularly want Spell Pierces. I don't really want Misdirection. It's like super hilarious to misdirection one of their plows back at their things. And like Daze is kind of bad too. I have Dazes, right? So like I think the counter spell side of this equation is kind of loose. I meant to board that out, not this. Yeah, thank you. I caught it. Um. Alright, I just want to misdirection one of his Swords to Plowshares back at his creature. I don't think that card's correct to keep in, but I'm doing it. Daze is probably just, like, strictly better, but, like, I'm wading ankle deep into the memes. I might as well, like, embrace the entertainment value associated with this video. Strong opening hand here. But, like, in all seriousness, if one of these was a Plains, I'd keep this. But we would really like to try and do something degenerate. I'll keep this. It's not exciting. Do I want a second Swords to Plowshares? Not. It's not really what I want. Like, it's not bad. I think I'm going to take it. It's just not exciting. Like, the card we want is Training Grounds. You would like to port me. I accept. Training Grounds! It's happening! It's happening! What do you name, friend? You probably just named Mirror Entity, since that's like what I combo killed with. Defiant Falcon. That's fair. So we'll play this Lieutenant instead. Hello, Mirror Entity. And at some point, we can choose to remove this Revoker if I actually need to. I will take that hit. Is this deck for real? Obviously. Oh, man. Oh, man. Joke's on you. If he doesn't do it, if he waits to do it in response, he may have to like have his mana open for another turn. So I do actually just think it's correct to just like play that out preemptively. Oh, I forgot that was cheaper. It's the whole reason I'm playing this deck, right? I don't think he doesn't have a Caracas. So I'm doing this. And I'm gonna play this burb. Oh, is she actually like the worst one? But I can do this one for free since it's X. Alright, so Defiant Falcon is off. Lynn Civvy is off, so I still have the Lieutenant. So that's still fine. Oh, I see. It is okay. I got it. So it is just better than the rest. So Training Grounds can't reduce the cost to less than 1 mana. So I can play out a Training Grounds and then pass the turn with the Lieutenant up and hope not to get got by a Containment Priest, or I can just like get something now. I don't think he has a second priest. So let's just like send a bird in there. And a double block would... No, I don't think I want to take any of my bodies off the battlefield. So we get the mirror entity. If this has a Swords to Plowshares, it like basically forces the issue here, and then we just like have another on the lieutenant, not on the mirror entity. But the mirror entity represents a crazy stupid amount of damage here. Like I just get to attack in for like, I don't know. I can't count that high. It's a lot. I can also just like gain a bonus life. I can gain like some amount of bonus life. I feel smart. So I have 18. No, more than that. I have like a billion. So these are all 9/9s that are attacking in. So I probably want to play out my other mirror entity. I guess it doesn't really matter. Like I guess like death is just here. X is 9. I'm just going to take all the damage here. In case this mirror entity just disappears somehow, I'd rather just like force the additional damage right now, I think. Because, like, so I lose the mirror entity here, and then I just get to, like, play another one. Mirror entity's gone. Alright, so I get to go and play a new mirror entity. Make these 6/6s, put them to 1. The Madmen. They've done it. We have defeated Agate. I got the GGs. I don't believe that we won. I legitimately didn't think that we could win a match. Like, I was so worried that I was just gonna, like, start this league and get just absolutely pounded in the face 4 rounds in a row. We did not get the misdirect, but we got 2-0 versus Agate while playing Rebels. Clearly, we need to have faith in the meme now. Like, we're on the path to 5-0. That's where we're at right now, right? Rebels is new tier 1. God, now I'm playing against another person I know. Everyone gets to see my shame today. If I 5-0, I don't even know how I start going and bragging about that. Like, I'm gonna have to do something obscene. I'm broadcasting this to the internet? What? I think I'm gonna keep this hand. Like, any hand with training grounds is really good. If you 5-0, you have to play it in a challenge. It's the law. Hey, so, like, Forest. This is sketchy. I say, as I play my training grounds. So my opponent says, same to you, glad to see this isn't taxes. Does that mean our opponent is just going to be on, like, elves and had no turn 1 play? Because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Sylvan's crying. So my opponent is just going to produce Merit Lodges. I should probably counter this, because I might not be able to counter anything else that matters in the future. And the second training grounds is pretty redundant. I really want a basic white source. Yes! Yes! Rebel that costs 1 white? Not quite. But this is still very good. So I probably want 2 white sources. Oh man, my idiot that taps down Merit Lodge is going to be hilarious. I don't know that that card is, like, going to be beatable. Alright, I probably don't need another training grounds now, and I will probably throw back 1 fetch. No, Depths doesn't play something like Back to Basics. But they've got, like, this Wasteland on the table, so if I, like, had to use a Tundra, it would just be very bad for me. $1,000 life divided by 20 is... Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. 1,000 divided by 20 is 50. 50 turns of Merit Lodge. There's only 51 cards in his deck. Feel pretty good about our odds. The 2/3 flyer from Lincoln Park set is probably very, very good at the local metagame level. Unsure whether or not it's going to be better above that or not. A crop rotation, that can resolve. I can't do anything about it. I'm not sure if it's, like, good enough to see play at, like, a competitive level more generally, but it might be. I will be testing it. I'd like to find a rebel that costs 1 mana. Alright. So I'm fine with 2 of these 3 cards, I think. Like, I'm fine taking more Swords to Plowshares. But I don't expect this to die. Mapston is probably... Agate, I love you. Thank you so much for that. I hope that was amusing from the other side of the battlefield, by the way. Oh, God, a Sylvan Library? That's gross. No comment. No comment. So for everyone who was just gifted a sub by Agate, enjoy your Thalia emote for a little while. So there is this world where, like, I'm just going to get whacked around by these Hex Mage beats. No, I guess I can just, like, play out Lynn Civvy eventually. So my current plan is try to clear the board so that I can play Lynn Civvy safely. And then use the tapper guy to actually beat this. This is such, like, a huge, like, bunch of support here, by the way. Thank you all for those of you who are actually resubbing or who are, like, being gifted subs. And I hope you'll be sticking around as part of the community. So the Wasteland's gone. I kind of just want more white mana. So let's knock out one 2020 bad boy, and then let's throw a Haymaker Punch. Well, that's unfortunate. What do you mean there's so many ways we just die here? Don't worry about that part. Don't worry about that part. So, like, if there's not a Merit Lodge produced right now, like, we have the Tapper online. Yeah, otherwise, we just get, like, birds and chump block. Look, there are things that we can lose to. Let's not focus on those. Let's focus on winning. We probably have to, like, get the Tapper now, unfortunately, because, like, we have to worry about the Summoning Sickness. Like, as much as I just want to be cranking dudes out, I probably need to live in fear. So, like, let me just confirm the CMC on that thing. Whip Quarter, 2. I guess it's like free. Whatever. I'm gonna pay some mana. At this point, I guess I'll play out my lands because like everything else just gets me closer to a mirror entity kill. So mirror entity currently turns everything into 8/8s. That's nice. So I think we're just going to have a kill next turn. So like this costs 2, this effectively costs 0. I need to hold up my white sources. I need to hold up 2, 3. Yeah, so I can safely play this out. Burb. Oh yeah, I guess this does cost 1 because it can't be reduced to 0. Training Grounds is weird. So I still do have enough mana, though, if I need to do everything. Sylvan Safekeeper. Target creature gains Shroud. Alright. Well, this got kind of scary. Storm is 3. And a 2020 buddy is on the way. Alright. So 2 will get me a dude. 1 will get me a dude. And then I can also tap down one of these Sylvan Safekeepers. So I think I'm going to tap down one of these first, while my opponent thinks it doesn't matter. Nice. Let's go Defiant Falcon. Pay 2 mana. That gets me a mirror entity. Done. We did it. The Madmen. They've done it. We haven't dropped the game yet. Yeah, I wish we could search up, like, the stupid land to, like, just, like, get the combo once we have all the other Rebel stuff going. But we have to, like, cantrip towards Diamond Valley. Alright. Stifle seems good. Disenchant for libraries seems fine. Bridge is okay. Big Game Hunter can destroy Merit Lodge. Its power is 4 or greater. Oh. Back to basics. Probably annoying. Is that annoying enough? Unclear. Bound in Silence is hilarious instant speed answer to Merit Lodge, by the way. Alright, so what's bad? Misdirection, not great. I kind of like want the ability to answer like safekeepers and merit and like bobs and stuff. Is Masticore unreasonable? So like I kind of want to cut most of my counter spells and like just like try to play to the field. I don't know if that's correct, like considering that they're a combo deck. Sideboarding is hard. Like I actually feel pretty good about taking on this deck, oddly enough. I don't know. I've probably boarded out too many blue cards for the Force of Wills to be good at this point. And like maybe they're just like poor against discard anyway. So maybe I don't do those. And I keep Counterspell since I can hold the mana up. And keep some Pierces to keep them honest for like crop rotation reasons. Unsure. Really unsure about sideboarding. Like, it's also possible I should just, like, trim Diamond Valley plus the 2 combo enablers and just try to go on, like, Mirror Entity beat skills. No, I'm not gonna go, like... Oh, God, what's that card? The Powder card. Powder Keg Deep. I'm gonna keep this. We have a good set of tools, even if we don't necessarily have, like, anything that's overly amazing here. You can't cut the combo because it's too much fun. I mean, I can't argue with that. I haven't cut the combo yet. So we'll see if like that just cripples the hand. Sometimes these decks go like relatively all in on a Bob, and there might not be a solid follow-up play. Uh-oh. How do I beat that? That seems very good. Don't really have answers to Planeswalkers. I don't have like Council's Judgment or anything. Alright. I'm gonna brainstorm to just like try to figure out what's going on with my life. So I think Disenchant is not great right now. Probably want to pitch a land and just like fetch. Let's get some more white. We'll ponder. I do not need any of that. Okay, Swords to Plowshares. Okay, not amazing. I mean, Ken, I'm kind of getting the feeling like this deck might fall apart to some like random cards. Like normally when a Lily is on the other side of the battlefield, you're like, man, that's annoying. Not like, oh god, what now? Like, what sort of creatures do I have with more toughness? Oh, I can get Task Force and just throw Task Force into play. Or the Lieutenant. Or Whipcorder. Alright. So, do I just, like, play the bridge and say, if you have crop rotation, I lose? Or do I just, like, play Lin Civi and actually try to win? I kind of feel like I need to try to win, honestly. Like, there's probably going to be plenty of decays in the deck. And if they have a decay and they can't combo, I'd rather that Lin Civi get the axe here than my bridge. Like, we can also then have, like, very good brainstorms and ponders in every turn after this. 3 toughness, busted. Yeah, so, like, a bridge doesn't just mean, like, we've won. It means we're protected. But, like, a right of consumption will still do us in. Yeah, like, going towards Diamond Valley would be sweet. 100% would accept that as a win condition. Actually, I probably want to brainstorm. Like, because I don't want this Lin Civ. Diamond Valley. Hello. We're gonna do it. We're gonna combo. It's happening. So you can put back this Lin Civi and Disenchant. I'm gonna play out the Diamond Valley to make a land drop, and then pass the turn. No, I might need more mana in future turns. Like, I don't want to have to, like, play a land and then, like, play Diamond Valley separately. Like, in a future turn. I'm not just gonna, like, assume that everything is gonna work hunky-dory. Well, Kez, hopefully you'll see in, like, 30 seconds. Where did these cards go? Oh, Task Force is 3, and the Outrider is also 3, I see. So I can't get them yet. So I guess I'll just get, like, Whipcorder here. I think I just want, like, layers of protection. Alright, so I have an actual factual counterspell to boot now. So I have the combo available next turn. I don't even think I'm gonna, like, get rid of the Lily. No, I know my opponent, so, like, if I do the infinite life combo, they'll concede to it if they like can't beat it. Please hurry, I have to leave in 3 minutes. I think we've got it. Like, we'll lose to a piece of disruption. Alright, so we're attempting it. We are attempting the combo. My opponent responds with, I'm so dumb. So the combo is, we use this to go and infinitely target the task force. Oh, they say, I have a crop rod in hand. I could have stopped this. Womp, 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 womp. Woo! They said, never saw it coming. We did it. I have to, like, snip this, right? Isn't that obligatory? We didn't snip Egget. But, like, we actually pulled off an infinite life combo in Legacy. GG. Infinite life rebels. Alright, so Grim, the way it works, we use one of the cards to infinitely target the other one. Every time Task Force gets targeted, it gains 3 toughness. So it essentially has infinite toughness. And then we use Diamond Valley, the land, to sacrifice our creature, and we gain life equal to its toughness. So we gain infinite life, which that deck can't beat. They don't have, like, yeah, the land is what finishes the combo. So, like, if you want to, like, scroll over it on Cardboard Live to, like, see all the pieces, Outrider in core targets Task Force infinite times, and then you sack Diamond Valley to it. Or you sack it to Diamond Valley, sorry. We did it. We did it. And so, like, we're 2-0 in matches, and we're 4-0 in games. Rebel deck currently not confirmed that it actually can lose games of Magic. Oh, this is fun. Thank you for this donation. This is grand. Here we go. Our opponent is 2-2. We have the ability to knock them out of prize contention. Training Grounds, Snapkeep. Like, this hand's actually very good. Like, we get Training Grounds with Force of Will backup into one of 2 different idiots. Silly dead clown. That cracks me up. Like, every once in a while, like, a tier 1 deck will just, like, absolutely fold to a pile of hot garbage. Please don't be, like, a turn 1 Reanimator kill. Don't take the winds out of my sails. Don't do it. Real talk, we might be able to beat a Resolve Grizzlebrand. I think I want to Force of Will this, if I'm being completely honest. I don't want my opponent to dump a creature into the graveyard. I just want time. Petal Dark Ritual, Entomb, Reanimate. Blah, 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 blah. Oh man, we even got like the infinite combo ready now, like tutorable. Yes. Opponent pauses to read Defiant Falcon. Yeah, so like that's one of the classic like things where like a lot of these legacy decks are very well tuned to beat very other like specific archetypes, and then you're like, I cast a 6/6 dinosaur for 6 mana, and you're like, counterbalance trigger? What? Yeah, Vorlon. That's why our opponent just like conceded to us. Is because the combo would be a pain in the butt to actually click through. So here's the flashback looting. So I feel pretty good about wanting to counter that the first time around. Discarding a Grizzlebrand. You're now probably going to produce said Grizzlebrand. If you don't, I really like my odds of winning. The dinosaurs did nothing wrong. There's never been a dinosaur banned in any format, not even standard. What is it, like a rampaging Pharasodon or something? Got itself banned? For reasons that I don't really understand, but sure. So our opponent's just discarding. That's very kind of them. What the hell is that? I don't know this art. That's scary. Ravager Worm. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. It fights target creature you don't control. Destroy target land with an activated ability that isn't a mana ability. That is rude. So much for my Diamond Valley. Well, I'm just looking to pass the turn here. Like, we just Defiant Falcon for one piece, Defiant Falcon for the other piece, and then play Diamond Valley and go off. So, about the only thing we're scared of is our opponent going and getting like Tidespout Tyrant. Yeah, I've never seen Ravager Worm seeing play in Reanimator. I don't know why this is here. Like, it's a 4/5. Why are you reanimating a 4/5 in game 1? I legitimately don't understand why it's there. Like, do you really want to deal with Caracas in that way? Like, isn't it just better to go and get a Tidespout Tyrant? Like, bounce all your opponent's things and everything they know and love? I think that's better. It can sometimes block a Goyf. Sure. Yeah, but like a Tidespout Tyrant is probably like 7 pennies. If even that. Look, the opponent is scared of attacking with this Grizzlebrand into this Defiant Falcon. They're like, what the fuck is gonna happen? There was hesitation. Look, I'm not critiquing the deck list. I'm just winning with it. There's a difference. In all seriousness, though, like, we usually go and win with Mirror Entity. Ba-ba-da-da. Rebels! The combo has been assembled. Yep. Told my opponent what was going on, and they conceded to it, which I really do appreciate, because, like, doing this sort of thing on Moto sucks if someone makes you do it out. Alright. Tormod's Crypt. Great. Disenchant for Animate Dead. Bound in Silence to go and, like, snag a Grizzlebrand from attacking is probably good enough. Big Game Hunter is sweet. Oh man, that's exciting. And I'll probably play Ensnaring Bridge. Stifle, okay. Alright, so what don't I want? If this list 5-0s, I'll quit MTG. Nothing is sacred anymore. So I actually think I do want to cut the combo for this, just because I don't want to cut counterspells. Like, I don't want to cut the forces or the counterspells or the spell pierces. I want to bring all of this stuff in, and I need to, like, make the cuts somewhere. If this list 5-0s, I'm going to start MTG. I also kind of want to keep the misdirection to, like, misdirection their unmasks back at them. I find this hilarious. Maybe not good, but hilarious. Then, like, what do I cut? Maybe I trim a counterspell because they're slow. But it's so good, like, once I make it past the first turn or two. Kind of. Alright, maybe actual factual counterspell is too slow. And maybe my misdirection dream is too great. I have so few creatures that I actually probably need to, like, keep them all, now that I've boarded a couple out. Well, this does not look good. I'm gonna take a mulligan. Keep? Like, I have a piece of disruption, a removal spell technically, and something to start everything off. Like, I'm not excited about this hand, but I think I'm gonna keep it. Like, hopefully we just get turn 1. Like, come on. Come at me. Just do it. Just do it. Let me go to the next game. God, the Ravager Worm is still there. I wonder if our opponent has, like, some sick combo with this that I'm, like, clearly not considering. Alright, they have produced a turn 1 Grizzlebrand. I don't like my odds of winning. Like, I can try, but it's not looking good. I'll fire off the Swords to Plowshares eventually. Like, if the Grizzlebrand attacks in, I'll do it, but if I'm given the opportunity to get rid of something that might be better than the Grizzlebrand ahead of time, that's probably preferable. I don't get the Ravager Worm, man. What is it doing? I mean, ravaging, obviously, but why is it ravaging? Can't explain these things. Well, we got a Grizzlebrand. Opponent only has 10 cards left. And, you know, got a real strong follow-up play of Ramosian Lieutenant. Okay, so that is a fair point. That is the first upside I have heard argued for that card. If you would reanimate it, you lose less life than if you reanimate most of the other targets. Ravager Worm turns reanimate into a lethal spell after 2 Grizzlebrand hits and a fetch activation. Oh my god, we're getting a turn. Holy crap. Like, I expected just terrible things to happen to me immediately. Instead, terrible things are going to happen later. Alright. I don't think I win this game if I just play this. So I'm going to brainstorm, and we're going to find Tormod's Crypt. Ready? We're going to find Tormod's Crypt. We did not find Tormod's Crypt. It's okay. It's fine. But it would have made for a great clip if I would have called that one out. So obviously I had to call it out. You understand. It's a weird looking Tormod's Crypt. It looks an awful lot like a sergeant. I know. I know what you mean. So, like, there is just a world where we beat a Grizzlebrand that's put into play, as, like, crazy as that sounds. Iona. Iona's actually not that scary for me. Oh god, just like Animate Dead. Let me get something with this Daze. The Daze is hungry. So hungry. Yes! Exhume! So if we get 2 pecks in with this thing, we'll, like, shut off a lot of the reanimate routes, other than on a Ravager Worm. So this Brainstorm will be very bad. We already know one of the top cards. We don't want to draw it. So I should probably try to Brainstorm and find a Crypt next turn. Like, I should just put this into play. So the lieutenant can go and search up something like the aura that lets things not attack or block. So it might actually just reasonably go and beat a Grizzlebrand if one gets into play. Also, a mere entity will make one attack lethal. What, do you think it's such a weird statement? Oh god, Dark Ritual. Here we go. What's happening? Is it just going to be like Faithless Looting? Because I'd be A-okay with that happening. Like, Faithless Looting into Reanimate. You're giving us land. I will use that ability. I want more white mana, but I think I'm going to take an island so I can try to brainstorm into, like, Force of Will blue card, theoretically. You have given me counterspell magic. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I am in agreement. All right, what is Reanimate targeting? It is targeting the Ravager Worm. So it's going to, like, fight my Sergeant. I'm still going to brainstorm here because the upside of, like, actually finding the force is insane. All right, so I'm going to put back both land, like 2 of these lands, I think. And take 1 back. Please don't let us lose to this worm. It will be so disappointing. Yeah, the CMC mattered, but, like, this card's terrible. If he bullies us and he beats our 1/1 to death with his Ravager Worm, like, good on him. Them, whoever they are. Tweaked T, unclear gender. Alright. So we can just, like, Swords to Plowshares this thing and, like, not even care. Those were very bad. Shuffle. Yes. Brainstorm. Let's do that. So Brainstorm. This is actually fine. Like, I will keep both of those Tormod's Crypts. I think. So I'm going to put 2 of these back and then, like, play a land and shuffle. Or did I already play a land? No, I haven't played a land yet. It was last game that it... So... Actually, maybe 1 Crypt is fine. Because I'm really just looking for Swords to Plowshares right now. I'm fine with eating this 5 damage. Like, this 5 damage is irrelevant as long as I can actually go and find a removal spell for this. Or I can even probably just, like, race this with literally any rebel. Well, like, so I'm going to get a whole bunch of stuff out of their graveyard. Sorry, I was thinking for a second whether or not I should just like pop this to get rid of the faithless looting that's there, but I don't think I should. Alright, so let's start with Ponder. See what we find. I think this is acceptable. I think I just play out both of my rebels and then draw training grounds next turn. Some sort of like massacre-esque effect might get us. Not actual massacre because Lin Civi's bigger than that. But like, I'm now winning the race if my opponent attacks. Like, they can hit me for 5, and then I crack back for 2/3 of their life total. So like, if they attack with the worm, they are dead on board to Mirror Entity. They do have like Assassin's Trophy type stuff that can like muck with my creatures though. Faithless looting is fine. Discards Bloodstained Mire and Lotus Petal. All fine with me. Alright, so they got something else to do. What do you have? It's a white. Playing like a Swords to Plowshares or something randomly. That cost you a life too, which is like super relevant. Where destroy target artifact? I mean, sure. I'll nuke your graveyard. I mean, I guess it gives you the hope of like producing 2 bodies next turn or something. But now the Ravager Worm has to be held back. Alright, so I want to do a quick check. I don't think I have an actual kill this turn, even after they've fetched. So, like, I can Training Grounds, pay 1 mana, get Mirror Entity, make a 3/3. That's not good enough. So I think I'm just going to be playing Training Grounds, passing the turn, and then having a lot of flexibility in what I can do. I could deal 1 damage right now, but I don't know that that's actually good. Alright, so let's get some Rebels. So I think I just want to use Whipcorder and, like, tap this thing down. That way, like, Bound in Silence disappearing isn't a blowout or anything. Oh man. I'm sorry, I have to do this. I lied. Big Game Hunter! We're gonna get that dang old worm there. What do you mean, why is this deck working? It's clearly the best deck in Legacy. This is awesome. We have not dropped a game. We are 3-0-6-0 with this deck. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm so surprised. Like, pleasantly surprised. But this is great. Like, I've had an absolutely terrible run in playing Magic. Like, I've played in a handful of, like, challenges and other, like, side events and stuff of that nature recently, and I'm just getting, like, bodied. And then I play Rebels, and it's like, well, can't lose. Deck's too good. If you go 5-0 with this pile, I'm going to start going to church again. Praise be to Thalia. Praise be. Yeah. Like, this deck is, like, exponentially becoming more fun as we get more wins, as, like, the ridiculousness of this working actually continues. Like, the 5-0, 10-0 with Rebels is the ultimate dream. No, I take it back. Like, the 5-0, 10-0 with Rebels, where we get paired against E.W. Landon in both of the last 2 rounds and win both of them somehow. That would be the ultimate dream. I don't know that he's awake at this hour. The time zone difference is absurd. I don't remember exactly what it is. Like, in which direction. I guess he's always falling asleep when it's, like, Legacy Challenge time. And maybe he's not awake yet. I don't know. But, Eric's pretty decent Magic player. People on Mars. Who cares about people on Mars? I care about rebels on Mars during this stream. I hope you're having fun with this, folks, because, like, I am having a blast. Alright. Good. I was trying to come up with another bit to talk about, and I was kind of blanking. So we can just go into the match. Alright, we are playing against Mom's Basement Streams. Let's see what they've been playing recently. I feel like I should know. Is it Mom's Basement Streams? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to keep my hand. Alright. No data. What happens in next in Legacy? I don't know. Like, if I get a bribe, we play that deck. I mean, donation. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. Like, I have a removal spell if they're a creature-based deck. I have a Ponder to, like, go into more lands. I might just play Red Prison on Wednesday, because that's going to be the first day that the, like, new Mulligan rule is being tested on Magic Online. So I kind of want to play something like Eldrazi or Red Prison to just, like, see in practice how those things feel. Opponent is, like, reading all the cards in my hand. Good luck. Today's stream brought to you in part by banana chips. They're delicious. Take the only card you know. The cards that see a lot of play must be good, right? That's how it works? Come on, him me. Him me. You won't. Alright. I still have the island. That's the card that matters. I'm kind of curious if they're streaming. Mostly because I think it would be hilarious to just, like, listen to someone else's reaction as, like, they're playing against this. Am I really gonna lose to Defiant Falcon? You kidding me? Alright. Flavor Judge. He just pushed my bird. How are you going to kill a bird with a push? Thanks, I'll check it out later then. Alright, so we're playing against Bug Delver. Obviously, I'm just going to, like, ram things into counterspells and discard until something works. Because, like, any one of these cards sticking is probably a disaster for my opponent. Swift, thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying. Alright. We lost our Rebel Duder to an Abrupt Decay. Not the end of the world. Do I want to brainstorm yet? Not really. But I don't think, like, this is a 4 mana to activate, so it's slow. So maybe I should just, like, do this in hopes of, like, shuffling this Mirror Entity away, because I don't really want it yet. Yikes. Alright, so Force and Tomb can go away. Are you going to force my 1-2? Are you going to do it? You're not going to do it. In case my opponent has Stifle in that deck too, I'm going to go ahead and find an island now. With double white, I'm pretty okay on white mana. Like, there are times where I might want more than this, but this is probably good enough. And I just want basics. The stability is awesome. No! Stop pushing my things! This is so rude. They're choked on mana, though, which is good for me. A Sergeant, followed by another Sergeant. Alright. So this is fine. Shuffle your library, no. We're going to brainstorm now. We're going to get both of those into our hand and then just, like, vomit both onto the battlefield. I wish I could keep this Daze in hand and continue on with that plan, but that's not happening. And I'd rather just cast 2 of these than hold up a Daze for something. So let's bury that Daze. Force it. Force it! Do it. Do it. Yes! Force pitch a Daze. Alright, so this one is very likely to stick around now. Actually, let's set a stop on my upkeep. I don't know that I want to draw that mirror entity that's on top of my library. Like, I'm going to use 3 mana, and I can just, like, get whatever I want. I kind of just want to try to draw Training Grounds. Or Swords to Plowshares. So I can hedge towards one of them. Let's get the Whipcorder into play. Alright, the Force of Will there, not a good draw. But that's okay. Leovold would be really obnoxious after I got Whipcorder. Don't do it. Alright, that is also obnoxious. Well, we somehow beat that card last time around, so maybe we can do it again. Alright, so Delver is handled. Their next spell is handled. Oh, do you have like a Gurmag Angler or something that I can Force a Will? Because I would feel real good about that. I mean, maybe real good isn't the right way to put that, because they can just, like, Lily minus and probably Gurmag again immediately. But I have to make them see that line. Alright, they saw it. Bitter Blossom's good to know about. So we're dead in a few turns to the Delver. Like, we're dead in 2 turns to Delver. So we need to, like, magically combo off somehow. Alright, not happening. We'll concede there. Alright, what do we have versus Delver? Big Game Hunter can kill Gurmag. Probably not Masticore. Back to Basics and Bound and Silent are both probably very good. Unsure about Powder Keg. Like, maybe it's good enough. Like, it's removal, which I want. But, I don't know. Alright, so, like, what don't I want? I think my plan is to go and not play the combo, since, like, this doesn't produce mana and they're a Wasteland deck. So let's go, like, combo out. And then I don't super want to be returning my lands to my hand, so I kind of don't want to play Dazes. Bring in a Powder Keg to round things out. That sounds fine. I would like to play first. Well, isn't this hand awkward, with, like, double non-basic lands plus back to basics? But the rest is good because I can go turn 1 Sergeant into turn 2 Training Grounds and activate Sergeant, assuming that nothing goes wrong. So I think I keep it. Plus, like, we can get rid of the back to basics by using it for misdirection. And I like that life. I will misdirection even like a Thoughtseize. I think. A Delver. Well, that resolves. Can't misdirect a Delver. Alright, so this just resolves. So I can use the Sergeant now. But I don't really need to use it now. Like, I can just wait for more information. A Ponder. Well, that's fine. Come on, him me. I want to him you back so hard. Come on. Do it. Do it. I am here for the memes today. And I need you to him me. To fulfill my desire. To use my one of misdirection. Oh. You want Assassin's Trophy my trainings grounds? I'm sorry, did you want to... No, it's target opponent controls! No! Oh, that's so unfortunate. Or is it? I could misdirect this to whatever I search up with my Sergeant. Is that worth 2 cards? It's probably worth 2 cards. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. I like that. So the Sergeant gets something with CMC 2 or less. The Falcon gets 3 or less. So let's get a bird. Yeah, I like misdirecting to my Caracas. Alright, so this isn't quite what I wanted, but I accept it. And I think I want white mana permanently rather than blue mana. I have more sources of blue mana as the game goes long. All right, good job, chat, for the misdirect to other things. All right, so I can just use Defiant Falcon to go and get. All right, how can I best do my turn? I can ponder, try to find a land. Use Sergeant, and then 2 turns from now have a kill. But I just really want to find mana so that I can keep doing more busted things. I don't just want to fold to a wasteland or anything like that. Oh man, there is a giant raid, and boy did you all come at a good time. You have come while we are playing Blue-White Rebels in Legacy. Yes, I know what I said, in Legacy. And we're actually, like, doing really well. We're currently 3-0 with this deck list. It is quite the party in here now. Welcome. And, like, really, I'm not saying that. Like, I am actually 3-0. It's happening. Yeah, it is a 3-0-6-0. Although, unfortunately, we're down a game in this one. So the 10-0 dream with a 5-0 is not live anymore. Do I want to just Bound in Silence this Delver so I'm not taking any damage? I don't think so. I think I'm, like, way ahead on the race here. Like, my life total is a resource. Thoughtseize. The cards in my hand don't matter, friend. It's what's on the battlefield that matters. So, I like not showing the mirror entity until next turn. I think I'm just going to get a Whip Quarter and hold up the ability to do more things. Like, I can hold up activating both of these and Whip Quarter at the same time. Alright, you want a Fatal Push, my Falcon? That's fine. Alright, so I have 4 mana, so 1 activates this, 1 taps this, 1 casts this. Everything's hunky-dory. And I don't need to actually go and get anything out right now. We've potentially spiraled past the point where the Delver deck can beat us. I say potentially because, like, something like a Liliana Last Hope or Bitter Blossom that could be very annoying can still come down. But, like, Delver trading... Oh, shit. Not that one. This one. Tap that. Delver trading 1 for 1 for me at this point isn't overly profitable for them. And, like, their discard spells and their counter spells don't matter anymore. So their deck is a lot of dead air. If you had told me at the beginning of the day that, like, I would be A, having this much fun with Rebels, and B, doing this well with Rebels, I would have called you a liar. But here we are. Alright, another Delver. It's not too bad. Alright, so I get another... Both of these search 3 or less, right? Yes, I guess I'll take the flyer. Spell Pierce is kind of a weak draw, but that's fine. So now I have both of the Delvers handled with the stuff that I have on board, and I also probably just have a kill next turn with Mirror Entity. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 1 more land in order to activate everything that I've got going on here, but that's probably fine. And Abrupt Decay. Alright, so that means the kill isn't, like, guaranteed this turn. So I'll probably just, like, focus on not taking damage then. Yeah, Lord Darkview, we are currently 6-0. Alright, so you want to get rid of my training grounds right now? That's smart timing. So I want to do Whip Quarter last, because I can just do that with the thing that I'm fetching. So let's go activate the Defiant Falcon. I kind of just want to handle the Delvers, honestly. But I should probably just get Mirror Entity and go for a kill. I will have enough to kill as of right now. Man, Whip Quarter's been awesome. Like, no joke, it's been what I've searched up, like, every time. It's, alright, like, maybe saying it's so good isn't... They're done. They're done with me. Tap down a Delver, and then just... death. Um... Alright. I've thought about it a little bit more. I think this Ensnaring Bridge is supposed to be in over the Powder Keg, because if I have a bunch of mana and Mirror Entity, I can get, like, super cute. I can turn all my creatures into 1/1 so that I can attack, and then pump them and make them bigger after attacks. So my Ensnaring Bridge isn't actually going to hinder me from, like, a synergy-based kill with Mirror Entity. And I think that's all I'm going to board. Or, sorry, that's, like, the only changes I'm going to make. Whip Quarter confirmed for D&T. Well, there we have other versions of this we can play. Alright, so what do we have? We have a removal spell. We have a 1-mana Idiot to get things started. We're lacking in a Training Grounds. This counterspell is awkward. This Ancient Tomb is maybe not amazing. I'm potentially supposed to mulligan this hand. I think I'm going to keep it. Like, considering how good of a Brainstorm deck we are, I can probably have the opportunity to shuffle away some of the weaker cards in this hand. And even if I don't draw Training Grounds, Ancient Tomb might allow me to, like, bridge the gap between, like, starting off and, like, really getting somewhere. I'm just going to go for the turn 1 removal spell. I feel like if we both make land drops and trade cards, the trading cards favors me very, very greatly. A Tarmogoyf. Sure. Ensnaring Bridge will outclass that in short order. I'm going to try not to play the bridge out for a couple of turns so that, like, I give my opponent the opportunity to blow Abrupt Decays and Assassin's Trophies on creatures so that the bridge can stick around for longer. Because I can win through my own bridge pretty easily. I don't know that they can. There might be a couple of Planeswalkers in there. Like Lily Last Hope is one that we saw. There might be others, like there could be a Lily of the Veil reasonably in there. And that'd be obnoxious in its own right. Yeah, everyone's sleeping on Tarmogoyf. I actually think Tarmogoyf is pretty good right now. Like, there's a decent amount of Swords to Plowshares, which it's bad against, but like, there's also a lot of people mucking around with blue-red Delver, and it just like beats down on red removal decks. I am not playing a 4/6 Vigilant Rebel. You can check the Cardboard Live extension on the left-hand side of the screen if you want to see everything, but I top out at 3 drops. All right. Yeah, so, see, like, this is what I was talking about. Ooh. I'm still not going to cast the bridge because casting the bridge doesn't actually do anything this turn. I'm going to hold up Counterspell and Swords to Plowshares. Probably taking 3 from the Tarmogoyf if my opponent wants to hit me. Like, 3 damage isn't all that much. And the flexibility of being able to remove something else is nice. Alright, so I kind of want to start a fight just to use my mana. The hope is actually that my opponent, like, does something to fight over this. Like, if they use a Spell Pierce or if they force, like, it's so good for me. And now I'll just go to my turn and Swords to Plowshares. Actually, let's bridge. If they Spell Pierce, I Spell Pierce back and win. Not win, but end up pretty far ahead. Nice. So unfortunately, just kind of like, due to the way these draws have worked out, I'm now going to have to like Swords to Plowshares this Tarmogoyf for no value. It's possible I should have just like nugged this at the first opportunity and not played scared of counter magic and not tried to do some of like the things I did with baiting. All right, so we've got a Spell Pierce. They can play around that to a certain extent, but it will just be a nice tool for me to have alongside any Rebel. So I'm happy to brainstorm, hoping to find a Rebel that I can play this turn. Yikes. That is quite bad. So put back Misdirection and Pierce, and plan on shuffling away those. Very happy that we can shuffle. Just going to take a Plains here. Ugh. I'm not going to play that just to, like, make it look like I might have some cards in hand that matter. Okay, Gurmag Angler. That's fine. Oh, Tombstalker. I was almost right. That's annoying if my bridge disappears. There's no, like, 1/1 creature in play yet, so I'm not going to play the Flooded Strand. I'm going to, like, keep the dream of, like, Brainstorm, play a Rebel, and then be able to shuffle both away with the Rebel's ability. I'm going to keep that dream alive. Don't find a Decay, please. Don't do it. Don't be a bully. Leovold is rough. It's going to shut off my cantrips. You are, like, 1 card too late, Force of Will. So now I have to play that out so the Leovold can't attack. I'll be looking to force, like, basically any card that my opponent plays to just, like, keep my hand from filling up for Leovold reasons. Alright. Well, this is not going to feel good. I do this knowing full well what I am doing, chat. This is not a mistake. I get it. I get what's happening here. I put 2 cards on top of my library. I'm doing this so Leovold can't attack me. I value my life total a lot right now. Alright. So of these, I probably want Force of Will more. Or am I supposed to get, like, way greedier and, like, not hide the mirror entity and then shuffle? Yeah, let's be way greedy. Like, we're in a bad spot. Let's shuffle away both bad cards. Brainstorm blanks creatures from bridge. Combo. Combo confirmed. Hey, I found that Force of Will again. Which I can hardcast with, like, the stuff I've got going on here. Mirror Entity is like a 2-turn clock, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it attacks for 10. I mean, I gotta protect that. It'll feel real bad if my opponent has a daze. But it's kind of a forced line. Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? But they could have had, like, Force, Daze, Pierce. They could have had any number of things here that would have been all very, very good against me. Sergeant, report for duty. If they're not playing anything, it does, like, kind of make sense that their hand is going to be full of things like Fatal Push. There we go. Don't do it. Well, that is not it, per se, but it is very bad for me. This is not a mistake. I know what I'm doing. Well, you're a little slow. Any order. Shuffle. Yes. We need to find a rebel that can live through Liliana while our opponent also does not find any meaningful disruption or something to kill Bridge. Cataclysm would be okay. I can back to basics. Is that good? They didn't activate their Lily. That's nice. I think I need my lands as much as they need their lands. I'll play the back to basics next turn for Leovold reasons. But I'm not comfortable doing it yet. Must feel nice to have cantrips at work. Leovold. I've said this plenty of times, but, like, I wish that blue symbol was a white symbol in its cost. Alright, still don't need to play the back to basics. I guess I can start grinding value out of it. Like, maybe my opponent fights over this. Nope. Okay, so I've got a plan. I'm going to try to get them to defer ultimating the Liliana by 1 turn by just, like, plussing on this. And then maybe that will give me the possibility of using my Force of Will. Like, I just need to buy time. Yeah, you can brainstorm. Like, I just want to, like, have the opportunity to Force of Will something that matters. Like, an Assassin's Trophy, for example, would be an awesome thing to force. Hey. That is a card with a relevant ability that I get to use once because I played back to basics. But then I can counter it on the way back down. Some of my cards will do things again. I'm on the slippery slope to a loss, but I'm somehow not dead. Wasteland my Ancient Tomb. That card has no text. Like, I'm at 6 life. Deal. Deal. Alright, let's just yield to that. Zombie apocalypse cometh. However, they still can't attack. I will Force of Will anything that I have the opportunity to Force of Will. This life isn't grand. Yeah, we have 1 bridge. It's a singleton. It's fine. My plan of throwing a creature into the Liliana has backfired. That's probably pretty clear. Well, so I guess I bounce this Leovold, I give him a card. And then I pound in silence this Tombstalker. And if the Leovold comes back down, I can force it and buy myself time. Alright, so real talk. Win condition at this point is opponent timing out. I think that's the only way that I can do this. You want to daze. Yes. It takes me off of force, which is slightly annoying, but like, no, maybe I actually shouldn't have done it. Daze again. You're just like returning these lands. I mean, sure, I'll pay. Like I'm already like taken off of my force. What are you doing? Like, why are you fighting over this? I don't understand. Like, are you just like actually trying to like shuffle those lands back? You have so many cards though. Yeah, but like they're up to 9 cards. And somehow they still don't have a decay. Did they just like board them all out? They were bad? I don't get it. Like at first I thought they were like actively taking me off of force mana. But now I'm more confused. Alright, Assassin's Trophy on the bridge. I can't force it. Alright, that is death. That is unfortunate. We struggled. We fought. But we have been taken off of the 5-0 road. Let's see if we can 4-1 now. So for anyone who turned in from the host, hi, my name is Phil Gallagher. I run ThrabenU University, a site for legacy, death, and taxes. And today we are playing with this awesome Blue-White Rebels deck list. It's a donation deck list. That much was probably clear. And it's actually a hoot. So in case you're not familiar with the way that Legacy Rebels works, you use training grounds to decrease the cost of all of these activated abilities to like 1, 2, or even free. And then you just keep the juices flowing. You usually use Mirror Entity, which is a shapeshifter, so it counts as everything, to go and pump your team up and just swing for lethal. The other way the deck can win is by assembling the combo of Outrider, Incore, and Task Force together. It has a free ability, and anytime this thing's targeted, it gets 3 toughness. So you assemble these 3 cards, get infinite toughness on this thing, and then sacrifice it to Diamond Valley to gain infinite life. And most Legacy decks can't actually beat that. Hey, until this round, it wasn't actually confirmed that this deck could lose. To be fair. The opponent said the deck is scary and doesn't make any sense to me. Those were his words after the win. Sounds about right. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can make some real ticks off of this. We're probably playing against Maverick. Force of Will and Misdirection aren't really good here. Ponder's okay. I don't have a white source, which I need for this. But if I just treat this as a 6-card hand where my Force of Will is free, I'd probably be fine with this. So I'm going to keep it and just be a little unhappy about it. I'm looking for a white source and a training grounds. Preferably both with my Ponder. I can get another Ponder to try to look for lands. So I get to look, like, I could take Island and Ponder, and then, like, look at 2 cards, get 1 redraw next turn. I don't really want the Island that much, though. So I think I'm just going to shuffle this. Which is a touch greedy on my end, but I accept my fate. I think my hand is such where I want to get a touch greedy in order to try and get ahead. The Hierarch's fine. I'm not going to force that. Alright, well, there's the training grounds I want. I'm okay with playing out this Ancient Tomb. It's somewhat likely to just get wastelanded. But if I trade a Wasteland for my Ancient Tomb so that a Tundra doesn't get snagged later, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I can morph that, but that's like 3 mana. I'd much rather just get the training grounds into play. Like that's the long-term benefit play. So I could remove the Noble Hierarch, but I think I'm better off just doing things. So let's get a white mana. Let's play the Sergeant. And I will cast this face down just to put it in play. My opponent will have literally no idea what it is. It could be anything. This kind of just like allows me to play this without having white. Well, they've got mana, but not really anything to do with it other than attack me with a 2/3. That's a good sign for me. So this costs 1. So I can safely brainstorm and just kind of like use it to shuffle. I don't want counterspell. Do I want a second training grounds? A second training grounds is nice if there's like... No, I don't think I want a second training grounds. Yeah, the mirror entity does love the training grounds. But I think I'd rather have another real mana source. Because like I want to fetch potentially like a Tundra. All right, Green Sun for 3. That's gonna happen. If it's just like, not Reclamation Sage. If it's a Knight of Autumn, I will just like potentially. Okay, it's a Knight of the Reliquary. I don't care about that. So now, let's fetch. I will get a Tundra. So I can unmorph this tap down Dryad Arbor to not take 3 damage. And then use... No, I'll take the damage. They might not even attack with the Dryad Arbor. Because, like, I'm representing a lot of things with this, and they might not, like, know. Yeah, so, like, this is fine damage to take. Yeah, I will be Swordsing the Knight. Like, that's happening. But it'll probably happen on my turn. Because I think I just want to unmorph the Whip Quarter to have the flexibility to tap something down. Maybe not. Like, it's just Dryad Arbor to worry about currently. All right, so how do I do with a mirror entity here? So I can go 2 mana, search for mirror entity, turn everything into a 6/6, attack for 12. That's not bad, but I think I'd rather go for the surprise kill next turn instead, and just get like mirror entity plus some other creature. What do you mean, why not block? The Dryad Arbor was a 3/3. So we pretty much got this one locked up if our opponent doesn't have like something like a Swords to Plowshares. Like, we just get to do a stupid amount of damage. So this is 2 mana to do. This is 1 mana to do. I can work towards like tapping down multiple of my opponent's creatures, but I don't think I want to do that. So I can go activate this. Search up a mirror entity. Activate this. Search up maybe a Defiant Falcon. And I can turn everything into 5/5s. I'm actually going to turn them into 4/4s, just so I can unmorph this in case that becomes relevant. And it very well might. Thalia is fine. So how much damage am I representing coming in? A lot, especially now. So I can attack in with everything. It's 5 creatures coming in, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 of these things coming through is 16 damage. So anything they block dies. So let's send in the crew and see what they do. Like, between Swords to Plowshares and, like, the mirror entity pumps, I've got a lot going on here that's very strong. So I think I can turn them into, let's see, 1, 2, 2 activations of this. Like, it just like mostly depends on whether or not I actually want to like get rid of that Noble Hierarch. I can just turn them into big bigs and then not care about anything that my opponent has left and just have them dead on board next turn. I think that's fine. So that's 6/6s. That's fine. Like I don't think there's much point in like tapping the Ancient Tomb to deal a little bit more damage. Nice, nice. Took down Maverick there. Let's see if we can get another game in. All right, how am I bored? Powder Keg to wipe all their mana dorks seems fine. Masticore for similar reasons seems fine. Big Game Hunter will kill Knights. Bridge seems okay. Bound and Silence seems okay. Disenchant seem okay. So that probably means should board out the combo and a good number of the counter spells. Like Misdirection's weak. Daze is pretty bad. Spell Pierce is pretty bad. Well, that would do it. Yeah, let's go with that. I don't think we want to go like Tormod's Crypt Deep or anything like that. I mean, this deck is hilarious, right? Like, this is an awesome, awesome meme deck. Yeah. So if you want to like hover over the Cardboard Live extension, Outrider in core targets Task Force an infinite number of times, and then you sacrifice it to Diamond Valley to gain infinite life. I'm going to keep this hand. We have Training Grounds, which is just like our best card by a huge margin, and we have Powder Keg to go and get rid of a bunch of 1-drops if our opponent plays them. All right, I don't think we wanted that many Training Grounds. Yeah, I wish the last part was tutorable. I'd be so much more on board with it if the last part was tutorable as well. Come on, play 2 Noble Hierarchs and attack. You won't. Yes. All right, well, I'm less happy about this whole Stoneforge Mystic Umezawa's Jitte thing that is going to be coming around. We'll figure it out. Yeah, shoutouts to Cardboard Live for just being amazing and like changing this whole streaming and Magic viewership experience. Like they've done great things in the past few months. I was so happy to like see that like first they got on with Star City, then they got on with GPs, then they got on with like Mythic Championship. Like Wilson's doing great work. Kosali Pride Mage to kill my Powder Keg. What a jerk. So I don't actually want my opponent to know that I have this bridge until the bridge is relevant. So I'm just going to try to empty my hand as much as possible here. Because if they know about it, they can just keep like a whole bunch of Jitte counters around and get cheeky with Stoneforge. I guess we're also going to have to answer the Noble Hierarchs, because that's a problem with Jitte counters too. So, if I play this bridge, it doesn't actually change anything here, unfortunately. I mean, I'm still probably supposed to play it, but, like, the triple Training Grounds, no white mana hand is rough. I think like one more thing probably puts this into like the it's time to concede territory. Like one more really relevant card, and I don't think I can win. I'm gonna hold that one. I can make Mirror Entity a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can make Mirror Entity a 12, 12. Isn't that cool? No, I don't think concealing the bridge actually like does all that much. Like it gave us a chance to win. All right, let's throw in the towel there. Let's try again next game. If the bridge was like a 3 or a 4 of, where like it was a really a core part of my strategy, I would be with you on concealing the information. But as a 1 of, I don't know that it's great. Yeah, Masticore off the top would have been spicy. So like the thing about Masticore plus Training Grounds is it becomes like just kill creatures because like it just becomes 1 to activate instead, and that's pretty strong. Just one mana ping repeatedly. It's possible that I want some dazes when I'm on the play. Like the bridge is super awkward. It's like maybe I trim the bridge for a daze and whack the submit button. No, I've decided not to go to the GP. I've had a rough couple of weeks at work. My position ended up being eliminated, so I'm like mid job search while also trying to finish out the school year, and I'm just like not in the mental state where I can do it and be like playing at the level I need to make the travel worth it. And that really sucks, but it just kind of is what it is. Hence why I'm willing to like play decks like this tonight rather than just like jam games with D&T all day. This 6-card hand is very bad. If I don't draw a second land, I'm just going to die. I'm still probably going to keep it because like land or cantrip or training grounds are all very good here, but I don't expect to win with this hand. Not if I keep drawing like this. Like, we used up all our luck in the first 3 rounds. So, we have some problems with our hand. We're lacking land. We've also drawn a bunch of the cards that we don't actually want to draw. I don't want to get wastelanded. Getting wastelanded is death. So I need to just play out the Falcon. And we're going to hope to be able to go wide of a bomb. Yeah, so we'd like to brainstorm and put these back into our deck to make them tutor targets. Well, that was bad. Powder Keg to kill this and whatever Noble Hierarch type thing. That would be cool. Alright, not going to work the way I want. Ah, it appears. My opponent has just called themselves a professional. Alright, Brainstorm. You've got work to do. Don't Brainstorm block me. Yikes. So, I told my opponent, luckily my deck's garbage, so it'll probably work out for you anyway. And they responded, yep, that's the game plan. Yeah, Arbor is either in hand or boarded out. Sorry, I had to mute that. All right. So Bound in Silence is going back into the deck. And I don't really know that I'm in the position to hold up Counterspell anytime soon, just kind of given the texture of the rest of this hand. So let's ponder any order. Let's shuffle that stuff away and put a guy that starts searching into play. See what we can do with that. Yikes. Luckily, we have this disenchant we can hold up while looking like we're just, like, holding up mana for this, I guess. Well, no, I guess I'm playing out the Falcon this turn. We're not dead. I'm scared, but we're not dead. Oh, man. Oh, man. There's the aggressive line I needed. This is the opening. Disenchant. 100% will double block in case they have Swords to Plowshares. They can take whichever one of those they want, but, like, this trade is amazing for me. There he is. There he is. Wow, talk about a great draw, too. So I get Training Grounds, and now for 1 mana, I can activate this, meaning I can also play out the Whipcorder. No, Defiant Falcon and the Sergeant were both 1/1s, so, like, I didn't block wrong last turn or anything. So Night of Autumn is going to destroy my Training Grounds. But I'll get a use out of it. Like, I get to cheat some mana here. Alright. So I can just get a mirror entity using this and work towards a kill. Well, I don't think I care about the blocking 1 point difference. I think flying is much more likely to be relevant. Or Lin Civi to go wider. That is also something that could occur. Regardless, I'm just going to, like, pass the turn here. Because I, like, leave myself the option of, like, Whipcorder tap and use Sergeant, or use the Lieutenant to get something that's bigger. Mostly hoping to just, like, draw a Training Grounds again. It will become quite difficult for me to lose if I can get a Training Grounds in play. Not impossible, mind you, but it'll be harder. Yeah, the thing is, I don't really need to, like, tutor too much cheaper, right? Well, I guess I can Lin Civvy and activate for 1 to get a rebel. And then just like try to go wider in that capacity. What is this? Green Sun for 3. What you got for me? Probably just a knight. If it's a knight, I can't really get Lin Civvy. Alright, it's Ramunap Excavator just to keep making land drops. That's fine. Does Lin Civvy have first strike? Looks at cardboard live. No. It is a 1-3 though. So if I tutor up Lin Civvy, I can just block. Which is probably fine. Just like take a creature off the table while also doing something that's totally reasonable for me to do otherwise. Why are we playing Powder Keg over Ratchet Bomb? Because that's what the person submitted. Ratchet Bomb also will kill your training grounds, whereas Powder Keg won't. And like you really need the training grounds to pop off. Alright, so what am I doing with my turn? So I go 3 mana for Mirror Entity, then have 2 other mana. So I can go 3 mana, get Mirror Entity, use 1 mana to tap down, and use 1 mana to play Sergeant. Yeah, it's weird that that actually like makes sense and is logical and isn't just like a relic of like days long since past. My Lin Civvy getting bounced is going to be annoying. But like as long as we're getting the Mirror Entity, I don't think it matters too much. Alright, Stoneforge. Sure. The Jitte has been handled. So I guess like the next question becomes like, can I sort of Light and Shadow? I was about to like ask myself, can I beat a Batterskull? But I'm not too scared of Batterskull. I might just like kill them before that's relevant. A knight? Sure. So do I have a Mirror Entity kill? I can turn everything into 5/5s and tap 1 down. So I need to get this Mirror Entity here. So let's go and tap down a knight. My Lin Civvy is going to get bounced since it's legendary. Oh, that's very good, but I probably just have a kill. So this is not anything. 2 of these will get blocked, and then it will hit in with 3 of these creatures. 5/5. It is 15. It is Xaxes. Oh yeah, it does just like make it better. Because this is 1 mana to get 2 mana. Did I really just win? Like, even with that getting bounced, it's still just 18. My opponent says, such is life, lol. Alright. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was really skeptical at the start of this stream that this deck was going to be able to do anything relevant. Like, I thought I was gonna flop around and die and the stream was gonna last like an hour. And I was very wrong. Like, I will fully admit that this deck has more game than I thought it would. Like, if you want to go and play around with something at your FNM that is just gonna like turn a bunch of heads, this is probably a fine choice. I'm not even gonna like begin to think about like how you would go and improve this deck, because like there's a lot of ways you can take this. But kind of like my experience in playing this was that like playing to the board was just better than all of this counterspell type stuff. So I kind of wonder if it's better just to like cut down on some of this disruptive stuff in order to play a little bit more interaction that plays to the board and just some more rebels. Like, a lot of times I just wanted more things to play to like get the engine going. Like, I kind of wonder if like you should cut some of this stuff and like play more rebels, play a handful of hate bears or something like that. Like, at the same time, like the idea of counter rebels and just like holding up your mana while also holding up rebel activations like is very appealing. So like I get it. My only regret is that we didn't get to like Masticore and just like absolutely do someone dirty with it. Well, like Lin Civi's very good but expensive, right? Like it's kind of the curve topper, and we were relying more on like especially the 2-mana ones in order to kind of like do our chain and like do everything that matters. So this was a blast. So I'm going to go ahead and call the stream a night here. I started a little bit earlier than normal. I'm going to go ahead and send you over to Jarvis, who is... I don't know what he's playing. Maybe lands. I'm unsure. But you'll find out in just a minute. Anyway, if you enjoyed this content, please follow. I'm playing Legacy 3 days a week on this channel most of the time. I will be back on Wednesday. We'll probably be testing the new Mulligan rule with some Chalice of the Void deck then. And if you really want to support me, donations are appreciated. I'd love to see some donation deck lists and some more crazy deck lists like this. I'd be happy to pilot them. All right, I'm going to call it here, folks. This was a blast. Thanks for tuning in.